Yiggity yo, it's Captain Gaga Games. What's up, guys? In today's video, I am playing a Nintendo Switch Smite ranked match, and I am in silver. Basically, maybe 2 to 3 more wins to get back into gold 5. But I'm just enjoying the game, having fun, getting better, learning the characters that I like, learning their synergies with your teammates, and also the endless combinations of strategy against the opposing team and their combinations, all while learning strategies on the Conquest map. So that's what makes this game super fun, and essentially I want to quickly say that for me, and as you can hear, I'm smiling up in the background too, but basically, because I'm recording this voiceover after the fact, but basically, Smite captures the best of something like the traditional JRPGs, the turn-based combat, and customizing your character, leveling up, and then also adds that element of, a fighting game or like some kind of like competitive, arena-based game. So to me, it's an amazing genre, it's an amazing style of game, and I enjoyed a lot, for sure. And here I am with Merlin. So Merlin has been my favorite mage. I just really enjoy the legends, quote unquote, or the history of King Arthur, and the lore that's based around, most of its characters. So I'm a huge fan of that stuff. So there's a little bit more info about why I like, Smite in general. This is actually what got me into the game. I enjoy using the other characters now too as well. I found my faves, in each category and stuff, each class, and for each role, but I'll always be a King Arthur and Merlin fan first and foremost. And as you can see here, I'm going in on this Discordia, man. She's trying to roll, and I'm like, yo, take it and burn! Oh, she just barely got away. But regardless, you're going to see throughout this whole match, I put a good amount of pressure on this Discordia. I used to play her also as well. I don't feel too threatened by her, but her basic combo can definitely be used in a powerful, strategic, and annoying manner, which is when she lays down the AOE. See the square on the ground. That one basically, if you're by yourself, will stun you, and then it sets up her one, which is that ball that kind of bounces everywhere and ricochets. And as well as if you have multiple people that get hit in that kind of square, they all end up kind of attacking each other really quickly. So it's like a CC, status negative, status effect, and definitely can be used. Yeah, see, there you go. That hits you, kind of get stunned for a second. Alright, they're going in. This is what happens a lot in Conquest. The junglers back up the mids early on, and that's where you have a lot of the starting fights happen. And then, of course, depending on the jungler and the situation, they can either help out the solo if they're struggling, or the duo, perhaps, or maybe go in for that kill and or elimination if one side is starting to dominate, they might be able to close it out. But the reason why I enjoy using Merlin so much is, again, his combo stances. Basically you can switch between 3 different sets of abilities. Fire, right there. Purple is arcane, and then ice. And again, when I first came into this game, I was playing this mage, and then after a while I started using others, and I was like, wow, they all kind of feel limited. But, Merlin can take a bit of getting used to and learning, excuse me, what stance to use against what character in what situation, which is why I enjoy playing him a lot. Right, and then, the other characters, though, they still have their specific purposes and reasons, right? So, like, Discordia sets up that CC, ricocheting, she can hit a lot of people, and she buffs your team. So, right, her passive, basically, whoever's doing the most damage gets a damage buff, so that's pretty cool. But there's a little bit more info on that, and so in this matchup, my insight is basically, like, you can pressure her, because once she uses her AoE ability, you can go in on her for the most part. You just have to be aware of it when she's going to use it. So kind of bait it, or be ready to either blink out of it as soon as you see it, or just, make sure you stay safe enough of a distance to where you can maybe blink in and get aggressive. And with that being said, let me give you guys some tips with Merlin. So basically, the way I like to play him is the arcane stance is generally the stance you want to use by default, because this stance gives you a nice combination of ranged AoE, because his 1 sends out that circular gravity disc that does, repeated damage, and that one is pretty powerful. And your 2 has that bubble that pops, and that basically brings and pulls people back into the center of it. So here's the 1, and then see that 2 that pops. Whoever is caught in that will be pulled back in to the center of it. So generally that combo, as you can see, is set up to either you want to throw the 1 out and you want to hit someone that is either coming towards you, or in close range, and then throw out your 2 so that way when they try to escape, you pop them in. Or if they're getting away from you, you want to throw the 2 out first, immediately followed by the 1 so that you can try to pop them in and pull them into your 1, into the gravity disc. But of course, there's plenty of other uses. I like to throw them sometimes in different areas because you can throw the 1 in one direction and throw damage there. And then you can also use the 2 to either help, peel or pull your enemies off of your other teammates, or just to put someone else out of position. And in that situation too, it gives people, the enemy, difficult decisions to make because you start controlling more of the area, which is what, Merlin is great with, because you can also instantly switch into his ice stance, throw down the 2, which basically has that AoE with the ice coming down. And here, the same thing for the fire. That's the other one that stays on the map. So with that one, you want to make sure that either, you set off a certain part of the map, you section it off to where you're hitting the enemy, or you put it somewhere where the enemy won't be able to go, and then you switch to another stance. I mean, there's all kinds of cool combos. And basically, just to finish up the different stances and my philosophies behind them, I tend to use the ice as a medium range tool because you can set down the AoE where the shards are falling down, to either... Oh, here's where I go in. I was like, yo, you're not going to get that red for free. Let's battle, yo. And basically, I just got to hit her with the regular attack. I just need 1 more. No! I'm not like, you're not getting away. Okay, there you go. Noir grabbed her. But as you can see, I've been able to, stay aggressive and outplay and outpower this Discordia. But like I was saying, the ice stance is great because you can, lay down a certain area where you have the ice shards falling, and then the 1, which fires that Frost Blast, does a pretty healthy chunk of damage when it hits directly, but it also has a little bit of a kind of like a spread AoE. It hits other people that are nearby, other enemy minions or enemy characters. So that one has a really quick cooldown, and also when the enemy is slowed, either by your other ice, your shards falling, or any other effect, the 1 will do a little bit more damage, if I'm not mistaken. And you can basically use that to poke the enemy, to hit somebody straight on with, again, a pretty significant amount of damage. And, the ice also will slow them down, the 2. So it's very versatile and kind of, like I say, middle of the ground combat when people are going to be far from you and close. So using Arcane Stance for long distance, and then, you can obviously flex that close range. I mean, if you use the disc close to you, it doesn't have as great of an area. But you can also still, pop people who are trying to attack you, as you run away. But I usually use Arcane Stance for being far away, Ice being mid, and that leaves Fire for close, as I'm in right now. Because as you saw, when you summon the 2 dragons that breathe fire, basically that can weaken the enemy's protections. And then that one right there, if they're caught in the center of it. And as you can see, it continues to do damage over time, or dot damage. Also, your 1, when you shoot out your fire beam from your hand, it now does more damage over time, and it also is hard to miss with, I could say. If you're following somebody, like right there, you can just kind of keep the fire on them. It should be pretty easy to get maximum damage with it. So, very effective. Again, my favorite mage just because of his balanced toolkit, but he does take, lots of experience to play with, for sure. But for me, it's the most rewarding and enjoyable, for sure. So there you guys go. I mean, that's just a quick primer. Maybe if you guys ask enough, I'll do some kind of guide. But that's just some of the basics. I'll talk about some of the build paths, but you can see what I'm playing with here. I like to go with the starter item, the Archmage's Gem, and basically it's good to have cooldown with Merlin as fast as possible, as well as, having MP5 or having, mana being generated. So, I mean, that's just a basic place to start from. Again, just like any other style of, character or game, you'll find what builds work for you. And of course, what builds work against the enemy team. That's also super important. But anyways, there you guys go. Hope you enjoyed this. Again, I'm trying to balance out some super aggressive play, but obviously later on you'll see some more team fights and how I'm trying to work within that dynamic. And yeah, just enjoy the rest of the episode. It's definitely a longer one, but Conquest battles definitely can be epic for sure in terms of their length and the amount of action. So yeah, guys, just enjoy. Please leave any comments down below. Again, if you have any questions, who your favorite mages are, what your experience with Conquest is. And, of course, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and get some notifications for some more Captain Giga Game stuff.
Retreat. Retreat right lane.
Your left tower is under attack.
An enemy has been slain.
You rock. The elements are mine to control.
I see great potential in you.
Your middle tower is under attack.
With power comes temptation.
Isn't that unfortunate? Enemy.
Dragonfire, embrace the heat. You are outmatched, you understand? Enemy missing middle.
On my way. Begin.
Your team has destroyed a middle enemy tower. Tempus infinitum.
Enemy. Do you expect an apology? I think not.
The void calls.
Enemy.
Celestial onslaught.
Enemy. We need
Glowing
warlords.
with energy. Over here.
Thanks. I'll defend middle lane.
Suffocate with
Your time have you learned nothing nonsense? You must get that.
Warning, you have lost.
I can't take another round.
Fly down.
Your right tower is under attack. Your right tower has been destroyed.
The flames beckon. The void calls.
Aye.
I acknowledge your meager presence.
Retreat! On my way! Retreat middle lane!
The elements are mine to
Over here.
control. Not done yet. Woo 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 or some such.
Target down.
Be right back. The elements are mine to control.
Impressed.
Embrace the heat.
Careful, middle. I'll get.
Help!
I take your leave. I take your leave.
Retreat.
Be right back. With power comes temptation. Over here.
Your middle tower has been destroyed.
The cycle is not yet broken.
Do you expect an apology? I think not.
Your middle tower is
I
under attack.
trust everything will work out.
Be careful.
The void calls! here.
Astounding performance.
Chilling winds.
According to plan.
I'm sensing a profound feeling of regret in the enemy.
Celestial onslaught. Retreat.
An enemy.
Not die in vain!
Please, please.
Your right tower is under attack. Your left tower is under attack.
Shut down.
How wondrous! You are outmatched, do you understand? Your left tower is under attack. Not the void calls!
Impressed.
Tempus infinitum!
Be careful in the jungle.
On my way! The void calls!
Turn up
Astounding performance.
Attacked by a giant! Left enemy tower.
A minute.
How
All
wondrous!
targets
Fire giant.
eliminated.
Your team has destroyed a right enemy tower.
On my way.
Attack right lane!
Yes, all according to plan.
Woohoo! How wondrous!
Over here. humming with energy.
Poison is at work. The more the bloodier.
The elements are mine to control. Is under attack. Celestial onslaught. On my way.
You have slain an enemy.
You are an embarrassment. The path to victory lies ahead. Embrace my Look, blade! You are outmatched, you understand? How wondrous! I am proud of you.